The luxury car market is at war. Chinese electric brands kept gaining ground with aggressive pricing. Korean manufacturers kept closing the gap with technology. And a lot of people assumed Mercedes-Benz was sitting comfortably, playing it safe. Wrong. Mercedes has just confirmed its biggest 2026 lineup in years, and it did not come to defend its position. It came to completely bury the competition. Full redesigns, sharper, more aggressive lines, cabins finished at a level that makes rivals look like they are still catching up, but without abandoning the soul that made this brand untouchable for over a century. Engines that are powerful, efficient, and engineered to last. While others chase shortcuts with cheap electrification experiments, Mercedes is betting on dominating the entire luxury segment for the next 10 years. And yes, BMW, Audi, Lexus, and even Tesla already know what is coming, and it is making all of them deeply uncomfortable. Today, I am going to reveal the 5 brand new Mercedes-Benz cars for 2026 that are already shaking the global automotive market. And you will understand exactly what I mean when you get to number 4, a Mercedes that brings genuine luxury for a price that is shocking people inside the industry right now. And number 1 is a launch so quietly powerful, so confidently executed that almost nobody saw it coming. And it is arriving this very year. Welcome to the best car channel on YouTube. This is ATIV Cars. Number 5, Mercedes-Benz E-Class 2026. We start with the car that practically defined what a mid-size luxury sedan should feel like for an entire generation of drivers. The benchmark, the icon, the all-new Mercedes-Benz E-Class 2026. People had been waiting years for this generation, and Mercedes knew with absolute certainty that they could not afford to get it wrong. This is not just another model refresh. This is not a new bumper and a new screen. This is a full reimagining of one of the most important cars in automotive history. From the first look, you feel it instantly. The front end is sharper than any previous E-Class. The LED headlights are thinner, more surgical, drawn across the face of the car like a signature. The grille sits wider and lower, giving the entire front an expression that is commanding without being aggressive. Compared to the previous generation, the new E-Class does not look conservative anymore. It looks decisive. It looks like a car that already knows it won. But the real story is underneath all of that. Mercedes made a structural decision that changes the driving experience entirely. The new platform brings greater rigidity, a lower center of gravity, and suspension geometry that was recalibrated from scratch. That translates into something you cannot describe in a spec sheet, but that you feel the first time you drive it. A sense of total composure, of a car that does not just handle the road, but owns it. Now, the engine conversation, because that is where Mercedes made a very strong statement. The 2026 E-Class launches with a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder, delivering 258 horsepower. But the version that is already generating serious attention is the inline-6 mild hybrid that produces 375 horsepower, with 48-volt electrification smoothing out every gear change and filling every gap between throttle input and response. This powertrain does not feel like a luxury car trying to be fast. It feels like a fast car that chooses to be composed. Inside, the cabin takes everything people loved about the previous MBUX system and escalates it dramatically. The superscreen now fills almost the entire width of the dashboard, with a 14.4-inch central display, a 14.4-inch passenger screen, and a fully digital instrument cluster, all wrapped in a single seamless glass panel. The materials surrounding that technology are exceptional. Real wood, genuine metal, soft touch surfaces on every point of contact. This cabin does not feel like a car. It feels like a room that someone designed very carefully for one person, you. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class 2026 starts at around $63,000. For some, that number gives them pause. For anyone who understands the resale value, the build quality, the ownership experience, and the simple daily pleasure of driving something this refined, that number makes complete sense. Is it worth it? Tell me in the comments, because number 4 is where things get very interesting very quickly.
Number 4. Mercedes-Benz C-Class 2026. We just talked about the E-Class. Now, let us talk about the car that has become one of the most searched and most discussed vehicles in the automotive world these last few weeks. This is the all-new Mercedes-Benz C-Class 2026, a compact luxury sedan that this year received an update so thorough, so focused on exactly what buyers were asking for, that the rest of the segment felt the impact immediately. Mercedes built this generation of C-Class with one clear directive: stop letting younger buyers feel like they need to compromise. Give them the full Mercedes experience at a more accessible entry point. And what they produced is something the competition is still trying to process. From the outside, the new C-Class 2026 looks like it was designed by someone who studied every criticism the previous model received and addressed each one directly. The proportions are longer and lower, the hood has a more athletic slope, the rear end has a more sculptural, three-dimensional quality that makes the car look expensive even when parked and doing nothing. In person, this car turns heads in a way that compact luxury sedans rarely do. And Mercedes made a decision here that speaks to how seriously they are taking this model. The C-Class 2026 shares its engineering DNA with the E-Class platform. That is a statement. It means greater structural rigidity, more refined ride and handling balance, and a driving character that punches far above its segment. The base engine is a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder producing 255 horsepower, smooth, refined, and more than adequate for everything daily driving demands. But the version that has everyone talking is the AMG line variant, pushing 302 horsepower with a character that is immediately more alert, more eager, and more rewarding through corners. And for 2026, mild hybrid assistance is standard across more of the range, improving efficiency and eliminating any roughness at low speeds. Inside, the C-Class gets the same elevated cabin treatment that was once reserved only for the flagship models. An 11.9-inch portrait-style central display running the latest MBUX software, a fully digital driver display, premium materials that feel hand-selected rather than spec sheet-filled. The ambient lighting system with 64 color options transforms the mood of this interior from professional daylight commuter to something far more dramatic after dark. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class 2026 starts at around $48,000. That price shocked analysts when it was confirmed. Mercedes studied the market, identified exactly where younger luxury buyers were losing their patience with the competition, and delivered an answer that is both beautiful and precise. This is one of the most strategically intelligent cars the brand has launched in years. And now we move into the top 3. Do not skip ahead, because the order matters. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz GLC 2026. We open the top 3 with the vehicle that has become the best-selling Mercedes-Benz in most markets around the world, a luxury SUV that competes at the very top of the most competitive segment in the automotive industry. This is the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLC 2026, and this year it received changes significant enough to relaunch the conversation about which compact luxury SUV is truly the best you can buy. The GLC does not need to announce itself. Its reputation does that work. But what Mercedes brought to the 2026 version goes well beyond reputation, because in a market that is moving fast and getting harder every year, standing still is the same as falling behind. The exterior is sharper and more refined. The front fascia was redesigned with a more angular interpretation of the star's current design language. The LED headlights are slimmer and more expressive. The body surfaces have more sculptural depth, creating light and shadow in a way that makes the car look dynamic from any angle. This GLC does not just look like a premium SUV, it looks like the premium SUV. Mercedes listened closely to GLC owners before finalizing this generation. The feedback pointed consistently at 2 things: ride quality and technology. Both were addressed with real commitment. The new GLC 2026 rides on an updated air suspension system in higher trims that adjusts continuously using road-reading cameras to prepare the suspension before hitting a bump, rather than simply reacting after. The result is a ride that feels almost uncanny in its smoothness over imperfect roads. The engine range is headlined by a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder producing 258 horsepower in the standard GLC 300, but the version that has earned the most attention is the GLC 350e plug-in hybrid that combines a turbocharged engine with an electric motor for a total system output of 381 horsepower. It delivers a real-world electric range sufficient for most daily commutes without touching a drop of fuel. And when you need full performance, both power sources work together in a way that feels completely seamless. Inside, the GLC 2026 delivers the same widescreen MBUX experience that has become the new standard in the Mercedes interior world. The 11.9-inch central display integrates beautifully into a dashboard that manages to feel both technical and warm at the same time. Premium leather seating, ambient lighting, a Burmeister surround sound system that makes a 30-minute drive feel like a 30-minute concert. The GLC 2026 starts at around $55,000. In a segment full of strong competitors, that price gets you what is arguably the most complete, most refined, most thoroughly engineered compact luxury SUV available. The market agreed, sales numbers confirmed it, and the top two you're about to see are on a different level entirely.
Number 2, Mercedes-Benz S-Class 2026. Now we arrive at the car that sits at the very top of Mercedes-Benz heritage, the car that invented the modern luxury sedan category and has never once stopped setting the standard. This is the all-new Mercedes-Benz S-Class 2026, and what has been updated for this model year is a reminder to everyone in the automotive world that Mercedes is not following trends. Mercedes is the trend. Let us be clear about what the S-Class represents. It is not simply a car. It is the research and development laboratory of the entire automotive industry. Technologies that appear in smaller, more affordable cars today were first pioneered in the S-Class years earlier. This has been true for seatbelts, for airbags, for stability control, for night vision, for active suspension. The S-Class has always been where Mercedes tests what the future feels like before anyone else gets to experience it. The 2026 S-Class maintains the long, flowing silhouette that has defined it for this generation, but the updates are focused and deliberate. New lighting signatures at both ends, subtle aerodynamic refinements that improve efficiency without changing the iconic proportions, new wheel designs that better reflect the visual weight and authority this car carries naturally. Every change was made to reinforce perfection rather than reinvent it. The powertrain range is extraordinary. The S500 uses a turbocharged inline-six with 48-volt mild hybrid assistance, producing 429 horsepower. Silky, effortless, with a refinement level that makes you question whether combustion engines really need to be replaced at all when they can feel like this. At the top of the internal combustion range, the S580 uses a twin-turbocharged V8 producing 496 horsepower, delivering acceleration that feels deeply inappropriate for a car this large and deeply satisfying at exactly the same time. But the true flagship statement for 2026 is the Maybach S-Class version that is being launched alongside the standard model, bringing the total luxury experience to a level that requires almost no comparison because nothing else compares. Inside the S-Class 2026, you are not sitting in an interior. You are occupying an environment that was engineered around human comfort with the same intensity that aerospace engineers apply to cockpit design. Executive rear seating that reclines to an almost fully flat position, fragrance atomizers built into the ventilation system, a 3D instrument display that creates genuine depth without requiring glasses, a Burmeister high-end 3D surround sound system that audiophiles argue sounds better than dedicated listening rooms, and the cabin filtering system that removes virtually all particulate matter and allergens from the air inside the car. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class 2026 starts at approximately $114,000. Every single dollar of that price is present somewhere in the car. You will not find waste in this vehicle. You will find intention. You will find decades of engineering experience condensed into every surface, every system, every response. This is not transportation. This is what the best of automotive engineering feels like when nothing has been held back.
Number 1. Mercedes-Benz EQB 2026. And now we arrive at the launch that has generated the most conversation, the most curiosity, and the most discussion inside the automotive world these past months. The one that signals exactly where Mercedes-Benz is taking its future. Quiet, confident, completely certain of what it is doing.
This is the Mercedes-Benz EQB 2026, the fully electric luxury SUV that is arriving this year with updates that are forcing everyone in the electric vehicle market to take it far more seriously. Yes, a fully electric Mercedes SUV. And before you think you already know this story, stop, because what Mercedes has done with the 2026 EQB is not a simple battery update or a software refresh. This is a recalibrated machine built with sharper focus, greater confidence, and a specification list that directly answers every criticism the first generation received. This is the electric vehicle that Mercedes built for real people with real lives, not for technology enthusiasts who spend weekends reading battery chemistry papers. For buyers who want zero emissions, who want to spend nothing on fuel, who want the latest technology but who also want to recognize themselves in what they drive. Who want something that looks like a Mercedes, feels like a Mercedes, and is unapologetically a Mercedes, regardless of what powers it. The exterior of the EQB 2026 has been updated with a cleaner, more confident interpretation of Mercedes' EQ design language. The closed-off front fascia is now more integrated and more elegant. The LED light bar connecting both headlight clusters creates a visual signature that is immediately recognizable in traffic. The overall shape is more refined, more purposeful, and carries a presence on the road that the first generation was still finding. Under the skin, Mercedes made substantial improvements to the platform. The rear-wheel drive version delivers approximately 292 horsepower and a real-world range of over 310 miles. The all-wheel drive version produces 350 horsepower. Both benefit from an updated battery management system, improved thermal regulation for the battery pack, and a faster charging capability that allows the EQB to recover 100 miles of range in approximately 25 minutes at a DC fast charger. These are not incremental improvements. They are the kind of improvements that remove the last remaining hesitations that careful buyers still had about making the switch. Mercedes also focused specifically on efficiency for 2026, improving the aerodynamics of the EQB to reduce drag and adding regenerative braking calibration that makes one-pedal driving feel far more natural and intuitive than previous versions. The car now works with you rather than requiring you to adapt to it. Inside, the EQB 2026 represents the most significant interior upgrade this model has ever received. The MBUX system has been updated with the larger display arrangement now standard in the rest of the 2026 Mercedes lineup. An augmented reality navigation system overlays directional arrows directly onto a live camera feed of the road ahead, making navigation feel instinctive in a way that traditional maps simply cannot match. The cabin materials are elevated, the ambient lighting system is now fully integrated, and crucially, the third-row seating that makes the EQB unique in the electric luxury SUV world has been improved in both legroom and access, making it genuinely usable for adults rather than theoretical. The Mercedes-Benz EQB 2026 starts at around $54,000. In a segment where electric vehicles are still struggling to justify their price tags against their combustion counterparts, the EQB 2026 does not struggle. It simply arrives. With range, with refinement, with the confidence of a brand that has been building exceptional vehicles before most of its current competitors existed. If the EQB 2026 reaches buyers as expected this year, it will not just compete in the electric luxury SUV segment, it will show what that segment should look like when it is done correctly. Subscribe right now because the moment the full official reveal happens, you are going to want to be here watching it. And if you are the kind of person who takes cars seriously, tap the next video because I put together a complete breakdown of the vehicles you should genuinely avoid buying this year. At least 2 on that list are going to surprise you, and not in a way you were expecting.